Well, let me share. My journey started 3 years before I exited my company.
Cool.
I probably had less than 20 grand to my name. And so I made the choice before I had quote unquote won the game in any way. And I had other accolades, right? But like I definitely wasn't set financially.
Sure, yeah.
And but I just was like, dude, I'm playing the wrong game.
Yeah.
And just to share some history here, just to like frame it up, it was like I went to the best school. I went to Princeton. I was captain of the football team. I was the president of my fraternity. I like worked for a tech startup that had $100 million exit, even though I didn't make a lot of money. Like won the Forbes 30 under 30. Like kind of like did all these things, right? That like were like you're successful.
Yeah.
And I wasn't fucking happy, dude.
Yeah.
And so like I knew I had to switch it up, and before I had quote unquote won the game. And the interesting thing was like I had about a year of total disillusionment with my startup while I was like reorienting my life towards spirituality. I called myself like an attendant to the company.
Yeah.
Where it was like I was showing up, I was doing the things that needed to get done, but I wasn't thinking about it in the shower anymore. I wasn't reading startup books. I wasn't listening to startup podcasts. I was like doing what needed to get done and nothing else. But that the thing that was interesting is that when I was prioritizing the spiritual work, I noticed that like my life was getting better in ways that my startup didn't solve, right? It was making me have more fun. It was making me like care less about small things that didn't matter. And it was actually never about the increasing success for me that got me on the journey. It was more about like, I just want to feel good most of the time. I just don't want to suffer so much. And it was only after probably like a couple years of focusing on like, how do I just become a more fulfilled, happy person, that I started to have these unlocks that were like, wait a second, this is actually helping me in the material world in a way that I never anticipated. And I think everyone's journey is unique and different, but there's definitely a game you can play of using spirituality to get stuff, right? Like I'm going to like grow spiritually so I can crush it at my company. And that can work to some extent, right? But there's also a ceiling to that. Like there's like a definite ceiling you will hit in the spiritual journey with that approach. And maybe that's fine. But it's just something I think a lot of people should be aware of.
Yeah. And then as you start to move along the path and perhaps you've achieved some of these levels of safety, security, and then you're starting to ask yourself, okay, well, what is the difference between success? Like you had just defined it. You had won all the games that you had played, athletic, academic, professional. So I'm curious, like for you, how do you define success versus fulfillment?
Well, I think success is a concept that is largely inherited for us. Like a successful dude in the US, like I was like, oh dude, I want to be a tech entrepreneur who's crushed it and had all like owns an island, right? Or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then you go to another part of the world and maybe success means having 8 kids. Like I look at the Orthodox Jews in New York City, it was like having a ton of kids was like, you are a successful dude.
Yeah.
And so success to me is mostly about what have we been programmed to believe will make us feel good about ourselves. And fulfillment is more like a state. It's more a state of enduring well-being. And so I can feel joy. I can feel good about myself. And it isn't really related to whether I have neatly fit and aligned to some archetype that was bestowed upon me by society. And so that's how I differentiate those two. And for me, it's like this like felt sense of fulfillment is what I'm going for. And that really is all about what, in my experience, being in alignment. Being in alignment with your truth, being in alignment with what feels good, being in alignment with whatever your understanding is about why you're here and what lights you up.
Yeah.
And, it's just kind of a never ending game of tuning into that and continuously aligning to it.
Yeah. Neville Goddard was a famous thought leader in like the 40s and 50s. He was kind of a precursor to The Secret. He has a banger of a quote, and he says, "Everyone is doing what they're doing because of how they think it will make them feel."
Truth.
The secret is getting clear about how you'd like to feel and then reverse engineering what it is you can do right now to cultivate that felt state. And
I love that, man.
Isn't that a good one? And so it's like now if we're reorienting from traditional success, and you so beautifully talk about this in the book about like kind of the outside in complex, right? And so if you're going to say a little more about that, of like as we start to reorient our center of gravity from like I want to achieve externally, it's going to make me feel something, to it's like, well, actually fulfillment, true success perhaps is that felt state. We're looking more internally. And so as you start to orient towards that, what is the path where someone says, okay, well, if I want well-being, how do I define what that is for me? And how do I start to develop a practice that allows me to cultivate that?
Yeah, great question. And, the answer is one that the way I think about it continuously changes, but I think a really interesting idea, so just to talk about the outside in paradigm quickly.
Yeah, please.
Is it's a very simple idea. It's like the way that I feel and feeling good is contingent upon my outside world. So I'm going to try to control the outside world and change it and mold it and do this and that so that I can feel good about myself. And I just think about all this shit I used to do where it was like, okay, like I need to have a perfect body. I need to work out 6 times a week. I need to eat certain things. I need to have women like me. I need to be thought of well in my career. Like I need all of these things to feel good, right? And that's like classic outside in paradigm. And it's a freaking prison, dude. Like, and it's kind of funny because I see like longevity and biohacking and all this stuff, and there's a lot of good stuff there. But I also, as somebody who like did that for a long time, it's like classic prison creation. And this whole like, all the chess pieces need to be perfectly organized on the board for me to feel good. And I think like when you realize what you said about what Neville Goddard's quote, and for me, Michael Singer was the big one who's like, everybody's just trying to feel a certain way, doing everything to feel a certain way. It's like, it's kind of just the intelligent thing to do to just go directly for that. It's like, cool, I'm actually trying to feel a certain way. Let's just like figure out how to do that. And there's a lot of different ideas that people have about how to do that. But one of the interesting ideas that I was exposed to from my spiritual teacher was like, your actual like innate essence, your true self, whatever you want to call it, your soul, is actually freaking great all the time. Like, it just is already there, dude. Yeah. Like, and the only reason that you're not living like that is because there are things in your consciousness that are covering that up and that are kind of like making it impossible for that natural essence to shine through.